Okay, welcome back, and on this segment we shall be looking at efforts by the members of the National Assembly to review the 1999 Constitution. And we have 4 gentlemen in the studio, together with whom we shall be looking at issues around that and developments, especially in recent days. This morning, I have sitting very close to me here, Mr. Uche Onu, who is the Executive Secretary, Consumer Rights Project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And there's a human rights lawyer, Mr. Mike Ozekome. Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you very much, and you're welcome, viewers.
And on this side, the constitutional lawyer, Mr. Tony Nadi. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
And Mr. Biodo Johnson, last but not least, also a legal practitioner. Wow, it's raining lawyers in this segment. We've got 4 lawyers in the studio. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me begin with you, Mr. Nadi, because I know the Constitution is something. Constitution review is something that's very passionate to you,
Yes.
and very dear to your heart.
Yes.
This effort by government now to review the Constitution should be good news to you, isn't it?
The opposite is the case, because we have no Constitution to review. That is, our position on the matter is that if you go even with it by the preamble of the Constitution they seek to review, which starts with we, the people, having firmly and solemnly resolved to live in unity, do hereby make and give unto ourselves the following Constitution. It must come from those who are submitting their sovereignties into an entity called Nigeria. And to the extent that there was no meeting between the owners of Nigeria to decide the Constitution, all of what is contained in
Mr. Nadi, I'm sorry to interrupt you. In 1956 and even in 1979,
yes,
there were no meetings between the people of Nigeria and those who put the Constitution together.
exactly the point we are making. That is why Nigeria is not working.
And Nigeria, okay.
They all feel conscripted into the entity as at now, and they are doing various things to extricate themselves from the union. There are some people flying Biafran flags across 10 states in the east. There are those shooting at your army and your navy in the creeks. There are those creating 57 local governments when your constitution says 20. There are those 12 states in the north who have imposed Sharia law when your constitution says there should be no state religion. They are all, acting in defiance of the document because they have rejected it in their hearts. And if you're talking about amendment, does the National Assembly have constituent powers to make a constitution that has not been made by those who ought to have made it? Whether you talk of 1979 or the one before. In 1979, there was even a better approach to making a constitution, where there was a constituent assembly. They debated all to the end, submitted a report. But the government of Olusegun Obasanjo at the time added 17 amendments to that final report of the clean report of the Constituent Assembly, and that was what became 1979 Constitution. Let me tell you what one amendment can cause. If, for instance, the Constituent Assembly had decided on parliamentary system, and the soldiers say it must be presidential, that is just one amendment. It takes everything away from what was decided. If they decided it has to be, the powers that should be exercised by the federating units, like the exclusive list, which takes away electricity, all kinds of things from the federating units. If they move them to federal, under it you will lose control of your resources. Under it you will lose control of the areas of power to